At the end of the day, winners win and entrepreneurs make money. When we accept failure, we find success. When we don't own failure, we'll never find success. About 10 years ago, around 2010, 60% of businesses were family owned. Today it's only 42% because people made excuses. They blamed Obamacare. They blamed the economy. They blamed whatever the hell they could come up with. But how many people during those years started businesses and became millionaires? Every one of those excuses was bullshit. Every single one. He or she who creates the best reaction wins. And that's what we have to get good at, is we have to understand how to cause people to react. If you own your failure, you'll own your success. So what is personal growth? You know, I think about entrepreneurship. Some of us are in this to do social good and make money. Some of us are into this for political causes and make money. Some of us are just here to make money. But we all have different motivations. So we all define growth differently. Could be a bigger house, a bigger car, whatever it is, we all define it differently. But what is common about growth? Benjamin Franklin, if you do tomorrow what you did today, you will get tomorrow what you got today. That is the definition of not growing. Every day, every hour. How do we find those resources? How do we find the energy, the knowledge to do that? That's what I want to talk about. If you do it the same tomorrow, there's no growth. If you attain the same result tomorrow, there's no growth. So how do we get better? Everybody will talk to you about success. The practices of success, principles of success, blocks of success, platforms of success, steps of success. Every freaking word they can think of, they will put before of success. But I've learned more about failure than anyone. You see, other people get paid to go to promising businesses. I get paid to go into worst businesses you can imagine. What is it about failure? What is the common denominator of failure? How does failure happen? I've learned the walk of failure, the talk of failure, the words of failure, the facial expressions of failure, and I finally landed on the common denominator of failure. The one thing that resides within every failure that could ever exist. And it took me about 130 episodes to figure it out. So, what is the common denominator of failure? Why are you failing? You never say because of me. Oh, it's the competition. It's the economy. It's the president. It's Congress. A few weeks ago, somebody told me it's Greece in California. The euro is taking them down. So, if you wake up tomorrow morning and blame your failure on someone or something else, you have no reason to change, do you? It's that son of a bitch's fault. Son of a gun! I did everything I could. But if you woke up in the morning and looked in the mirror and said, I am failing because of me, the decisions that I make, the energy I put in, I'm not passing the blame. If you look in the mirror tomorrow and say that, you will change. Because nobody likes thinking of themselves as a failure. Certainly not an entrepreneur. Years ago, I used to have a line on my revenue reports for comments. And every day at the end of sales, the GMs would write a comment. So they'd write, snowing, no business. The next day, they'd write, cold, no business. The next day, first nice day, no business. So, if you give somebody a line to put an excuse in, they will put something in that line every freaking time. But you can't. You can't. Because you're the people who make it happen, aren't you? You're the entrepreneurs. You're the ones who start the businesses, aren't you? We're the ones who get them capitalized. We're the ones who create jobs. They blamed Obamacare. They blamed the economy. They blamed whatever the hell they could come up with. But how many people during those years started businesses and became millionaires? Every one of those excuses was bullshit. Wasn't it? Think about it. Every single one. At the end of the day, winners win and entrepreneurs make money. You think of your promotional partners, your neighbors, the kind of relationships that you can have, how you can expand your universe. You work it because you're focused on what? Your 20. And you don't stop till you find it. That is an entrepreneur. The one who sleeps with revenues every night and wakes up with them every morning. Who understands that expenses are easy to manage. I can spend 25% of my revenue on labor. I do 10 grand, I can spend 2,500 at $25 an hour, that's X amount of hours. It's not hard. The fact of the matter is, everything we do must create reactions. Those reactions drive frequency, drive spend, and fuel the economy of our country. And he or she who creates the best reaction wins. That's the business world. And that's what we have to get good at, is we have to understand how to cause people to react to what we do. And it's not the product. Don't let your brain stop there. It's the way the consumer or the individual reacts to it. And when you own the reaction, you own your future. That's business. And anybody who tells you we're in a product or services business is just dead wrong. Great products fail all the time, don't they? But products you love don't. Coke. Go open Coke, you have a bad can. Oh, awful. What do? Go buy another can of Coke. What's the single thing that drives success? You do. You're going to leave here today, and either you're going to change the way you act, or you're not. If you do, you're in a growth mode. If you don't, you're stuck. Let me leave you with this thought. The average American makes 3 to 5% more every year. That's it. They work their ass off to make 3 to 5% more a year. And then you meet those people who buck that trend, don't you? They double their money and their income in 3 years. In 5 years, they own the damn business. You've all seen it. That guy or girl didn't wake up tomorrow and do the same thing, did they? So we can't fall into it. It's the trap, and it's the 3 to 5% trap that happens when we don't advance the way we think.